to my channel. This is the Love Project. My name is Erica, and this is actually a bonus video. So I am here to give some dating tips. I have been hearing from my girlfriends, from the single ladies, that the dating pool is kind of jacked up. Somebody even said that they got pee in the dating pool. Pee in a dating pool. And a few other things. Alright. So I just want to give some tips because, again, yes, I'm married. However, I've only been married a year and about 4 months or so. So I ain't been married that long, and I remember my single days like it was yesterday. But one thing I will say, my husband can attest to it, and anybody who know me can attest to it, is I enjoyed my single life. And I think that is good to kind of share those different things that I was able to do, not only to enjoy, but to make myself available for prospects. And I can even share a few stories of the craziness that I ran into while on the dating scene. So one of the main things I would say about dating is you have to make yourself available. Ladies, 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 you have to make yourself available. And this is really a big thing, especially when you are a believer and you are trying to do things the right way. You can kind of find yourself just waiting on God, right? And nothing is wrong with waiting on God, but there is something that has to happen while you're waiting. It's waiting don't mean just sitting at the house and this magic man gonna show up at your door. That's not how it works. So let's get into some practical tips in the dating process. So the first thing that I would say is mind your circle. So in your circle while you are single, there you should have a combination of people. One, you should have other single friends who are positive about being single and positive in their outlook on marriage and their future. Do not surround yourself with people who declare that all men are dogs, men ain't faithful, everything is trash, and all this negative stuff. Like, that is not a good place to surround yourself, and that's not a good circle to be in. So definitely be mindful of that. Another part of the circle is which people don't like. I always say surround yourself with married friends. And the reason why I say that is all your friends don't have to be married, because ain't nobody trying to be the third wheel, the fifth wheel, and the seventh wheel, and so on and so forth. But when you have married friends, that will, you're preparing yourself for where you're trying to go. And of course, in the same aspect, they should be positive couples. They should be people who enjoy their marriage. It should be people who have different things that you want to take, or you admire about their marriage, whether they work together, whether they own a business, or whether they serve in church together, whatever the case may be. They have different things that you see about their marriage that you would like to have in your marriage, whatever that looks like, because everybody is different, therefore every relationship is different. So you don't need to be idolizing nobody's marriage or idolizing nobody's singlehood. However, you should be gleaning from those people to be able to kind of get a vision of what you expect your marriage to look like, and just the type of mate. Another thing I would say is get around men. Ladies, get around men. I feel like so many times women talk to other women about what men want. The math ain't mathin'. I'm not about to be telling you what no man want, because I don't know. I ask my husband questions all the time to just learn what he want. So nobody can put all men in this box. So ask men what men want, what men like, what does a man mean when he say this, what does it mean when a man do this. They can give you a male perspective. Most likely they've been there or done that. Or if they haven't personally, they are surrounded around other men where they can give you a male's point of view. I think that is very important. I have multiple guy friends, and have had multiple guy friends on many occasions. And even if they wasn't my friends, when I was around guys, I had questions. Why? Because I was single, seeking a male companion. Therefore, I want to know what men like. It just makes sense. So, yeah, check your circle. Definitely make sure that your circle is tight. I think that's very important. Avenues. Avenues, this will be number two. Avenues to find a mate or to present yourself before a mate. We definitely believe in the word. We believe that women are out here finding a man. However, women are out here um, making themselves available, and making it known that you're available when you're out and about. So, men can shoot their shot, right? So, I think about that, I think about being out doing stuff. You cannot sit in your house, like, not doing nothing, not going anywhere. When I was single, and I'm still like this to this day, because I had to have a life in my singleness, because you still need to have a life even while you're married. Me and my husband don't spend every waking hour together. We don't even really work the same schedule. So I still have a lot of time to myself. I'm off every weekend. My husband is not. Therefore, I still have to entertain myself when he's not around. And you do that when you already have a life of your own. That is so necessary as a woman. To just have interest, have a life of your own. So some of the things I did, I love music. I love live music. And of course, I lived in New Orleans, so that was always at my disposal. I would literally be sitting at work and I would be like, you know what? I want to go dancing. I ain't calling nobody. I ain't asking nobody. I ain't like, oh, well, I don't have nobody to go dancing with. What I did, I went home. I got cute, baby. I mean, got cute. So best believe that. And I went out dancing. If I met somebody, fine. If I didn't, fine. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my time and my own company. And that's so necessary. And I think in that process, one, it's so easy to meet people, right? You get comfortable with meeting people when you're by yourself, and you get comfortable in the approach. You get comfortable in flirting. Like, as a woman, you should know how to flirt. Like, I'm not about to be, now don't get me wrong, I have never and will never, and my husband know this, I ain't approaching no man. But one thing for sure, baby, I'm a flirt. I'm gonna flirt. I still be flirting with my husband. He already know. So it's just, those things, if you make it a part of who you are, then it translates. It translates very well. The same way when I was single, I would flirt, kind of just have this tick for tat with a guy to kind of let him know that I'm interested, and then he have to shoot his shot at that point. Same way with my husband. He come home from work, baby, I hit him with a line or something. Or I might shoot him a little text or something just to, flirt with him, because we like that. We women like that, men like that. We like that. So you should know how to flirt. Um, I always say crack a good joke. Listen, I keep me a joke tucked. And so I think that's the easiest way to break the ice when you do meet somebody. If you think he handsome, or you think he fine, or you in this place. I mean, you could be in the cafeteria at work, like whatever. Find something to like crack a joke about. There's always something that you can have in common. And if that's something you want, where you want a person who actually funny, you crack a joke, you could easily find out if y'all have like the same sense of humor, different things like that. So definitely be out and about. Again, I will go dancing. I went to concerts. Now these are things I did by myself, right? It's not many places you're gonna go by yourself and a man that's interested in you gonna see that you by yourself and not approach. I mean, you don't find that often. Like, men are often intimidated by coming up to a particular woman in a crowd of other women and so on and so forth. But when they see you by yourself, they kind of, they'll talk to you or whatever. So there's that, right? Then of course there's dating sites. I'm all for the dating sites. Now, I met my husband so happily online, but I'm for online dating. I would say put yourself out there, especially if time is your issue. If you don't have time, whatever you do for work or whatever the case may be, where you're just not out and about like that, then get online, make yourself available. Jump on, set your little time, or jump on for 30 minutes a day, and scroll around, or see if you got any messages and so on and so forth. Update your pictures, stuff like that. So I'm all for that. Definitely find different avenues to do so. Another thing is being attractive. So I don't know if you all saw this, but Jackie Hill Perry released a video basically telling women, like, if you're single and you're looking for a mate, but you're not really doing nothing with yourself, and she mentioned like having braids for like 5 months and the roots are like Kuta Kente, different stuff like that, right? You got to be attractive. You got to do something with yourself. Like, you got to be ready to go from one extreme to the next. Like, you got to be on some go to work, be ready for happy hour type, vibes. I was at happy hour and I don't even drink. Why? Because guess what? The men's be at happy hour. So, me and my girlfriends, or if I just have a taste for something, I mean, it was just me. I ain't had to go home and cook. So, it was just me. I would leave work, go to a certain little spot, sit at the bar, have happy hour by myself, eat my little appetizers, enjoy myself, and go by my business. So different things like that. But a part of that is actually getting yourself together. So you don't have to do much. Like, there is such thing as natural beauty. I'm all for natural beauty. I got the natural hair and baby. Right now, I don't got my lashes on. I don't got no makeup on. I'm not doing the most right now, right? But I'm still presentable. Like, I can literally get up right now and go to the store and still be presentable to a person. So I think that is mindful. I feel like a lot of time in the single state is like you kind of get in this place where you don't care. You throw on anything and you go about your way and not put much effort. And I'm like, that's the worst time to not put any effort. I used to be ready. So, ladies, you got to be attractive and you got to be ready. Like, so men can look at you and be like, oh, yeah, that's, she look good, whatever. And be approachable. Be mindful of your face, right? So, it's so funny that we talked about this, because one thing I would do is, like, I think most of us have this like face where you don't really know you like looking a certain type of way. So what I would do is I would be mindful of it, that when I would walk into places, I would smile. So you know how the guys be like, hey beautiful, you should smile and whatever, whatever. I got tired of that. So what I would do is, when I'm entering a place, I would just smile, whether it's me greeting, good evening, how y'all doing, something, but I would just smile, and that way I, one, put it out there, and two, I appear approachable. And in a lot of cases, I got approached, and it wasn't nobody I wanted to talk to, but it was just like, if a guy approached me, hey, how you doing? My name Erica, and I would answer a few questions and then be like, oh no, thank you, I'm okay, thank you, whatever, and go about my business. So you don't have to entertain everybody, but at least have that demeanor where a guy can talk to you. A guy can ask you a question. How you doing? I'm fine. You single? Yeah, I'm single. What's your name? My name Erica. Can I have your number? Would you mind if I take you out? No, thank you. I'm okay. I appreciate it, but no, thank you. And just go by my business. But it's like the minute a guy say, hey, how you doing? What's your name? You don't need to know my name. Who are you? And, just that bad energy. Like, because you might be treating old Willie like that, but then you got this other guy over here, Kirk or whatever, and he looking at that. And now he may wanna he may have you may have caught his eye when you walk through, and he wanna approach you, but that's gonna shut him down, especially if he like a real man who not for that drama. And then again, that would be the same approach. You shut this guy down, then he walk over, he like, oh, I saw you was talking to a guy, you good? Yeah, I'm good. How you doing? My name's so and so. Nice to meet you, blah 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 blah. And you might actually want to entertain that particular one, but again, you are making yourself approachable, and you are availing yourself to the opportunity for the guy to make his way. Listen, men are not like shooting their shots like they used to back in the day, so you have to kind of loosen up to, give them that courage. Like, men ain't about getting shut down like they used to back in the day. Boy, I'm telling you, you could shut them down with a hammer and they still come back. Not these days. These men, they're a little soft. They're a little soft. They ain't about their rejection life. So, yeah, get yourself together. Number 4, being a traditional woman. Now listen, I'm going to tell you why this is important to be a traditional woman. Why? Because there is hardly, apparently, no traditional women these days. So when you don't fit the bill of the majority, you stand out. So that is so necessary. Like I mentioned, just when a guy approaches you, the way you talk to him, the way you kind of shut it down, oh no, I'm good, right? In that particular mannerism, carrying yourself a certain way, that alone sets you high on the bar, because they expect all that attitude. They expect like you going off and cussing, and they expect that because that's what they get these days. So when you are different, right, you set yourself to be, cream of the crop. You stand out. And don't get me wrong, this is all in how you carry yourself. Men can spot that from a mile away, but again, that's a part of it. What type of vibe you giving off? There is something beautiful, there is something soft, there is something magical about the traditional woman, right? She is feminine. She is she's a conversationalist. Like, she can have conversations. She have multiple interests. Like, she have things to talk about. She laugh at his jokes. Like, is that old school vibe, right? Men are looking for that because that's the thing that they miss. And that's the thing they're not getting these days. So having those little things, right, will set you apart. I would say, don't be going out on these extravagant dates. I know you want a guy to wine and dine you. That's gonna come. Once y'all get past a couple dates, if he the wine and dining type, it's gonna come, right? But my first dates in the beginning, shooting pool. So simple. Shooting pool. I want to go into the movies because you can't talk in the movies. Yeah, the movie might be good, but it's like an automatic second date when you go to the movies, because you don't really get a chance to talk unless you do, dinner in the movie or whatever. That might work out. But for the most part, I used to go shoot pool. 1, I want to know if we could vibe. 2, the pool halls, it's just a vibe in there where he got to give me this masculine feel. Like, I feel safe with you, right? Because we at the pool hall. They got people here, people there. 2, it gives you that understanding of how you feel out with them in public. Because the pool hall do that. Like, I can't explain it. 3, it's cheap. You can take $5, play 5 games, and have a good time. You might eat something, you might drink something, but for the most part, it's a very cheap. So at the end of the day, we done talked. I done felt you out. Like, we done actually shot pool, whether you good or not, and crack some jokes like we done enjoyed each other time or not, and then we can go our separate ways. You don't feel like you have invested anything. You don't feel like you spent your money or wasted your time. I mean, literally, you could play two games and be like, yeah, this was cool, but let's go. Like, you're not on this time crunch. You're not stuck with them for however many hours. Like, you can cut it short if you want to, and there is no love lost. I think that is one of the best things to do on the first date. That was my go-to. Every time a dude hit me up, oh, you want to hang out and so on and so forth, I was like, oh, sure, we could go to the pool, or you know how to shoot pool. He'll say yes or no. I mean, I wasn't no pro, but I could hang. But so, I would be like, okay, let's go shoot pool. And that's what we would do. You can always have lunch or something. I've been on a coffee date, which is really cool. You literally sitting down and talking. It's no heavy investment in the beginning. If it goes somewhere, it do. If it don't, it don't. On to the next. I do believe in talking to multiple people. Now, me and my husband, we got really serious really quick. So in that case, we cut people off, and it was just him and I. However, I believe in talking to multiple people in the talking phase. So long as you be real, I mean, I never had nobody ask me, oh, are you talking to other people, until it was like getting serious, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm talking to this other guy, but it's really not going nowhere. And then we will mutually agree to like cut off whomever, and I'm okay with that. But talk to other people. The thing is, the ones that you don't like, that you're not really getting nowhere with, that's gonna fall off anyway. You only got enough time for a certain person. So the person you actually talk to the most, the person you spend the most time with on the phone, those other ones gonna fall off anyway. So in that talking period, so it's not like like doing no damage. But however, you learning what you like, you learning the difference in, okay, this person, I like the fact that he actually like to talk on the phone versus texting. I like the fact that he actually like to go out instead of always trying to chill at the house. So, different things you can find out about them. And you may also find out about things you don't know that you actually like. I found this in Marcus. So Marcus was very much a gentleman, like a gentleman. Open the door, close the door. I didn't feel like I needed that per se. But once I got it, that was the end of that. Listen, so when I would talk to somebody that wasn't a gentleman, I was like, nah, I'm good. I want a gentleman. And to this day, babe, I sit in that coat like Queen Elizabeth until you come open that door. You hear me? So you find that out in the dating phase. So I would definitely say do that. Conversation. Make sure you have stuff to talk about. Make sure you have interest. You can have some questions on deck that you want to ask. But I would say try and let him lead. To kind of see how deep he is. I don't feel like you should be going to ask this man what's his 5-year plan on the first date and all that. Child, you probably don't even know your own 5-year plan, but that's neither here nor there. But definitely have some questions. What's your family dynamics? You got siblings? Where you fall in that rank? Do you want kids? Do you have kids? So on and so forth. Like, you can always have questions that you kind of ask to kind of go from there. Listen, I know that you want some warm thighs. Baby, being single, and especially being single and abstinent, is hard. It's hard. I'm happy to have warm thighs, which is why I want y'all to have some warm thighs. And not just any warm thighs, which is funny. So I have this heating blanket, and to this day I still sleep with the heating blanket. And my husband always like, why you got that heating blanket? And I'm like, baby, when I was single, this was my warm thighs. This what kept me warm at night, So we like laugh and joke about that. But I know y'all want warm thighs, but don't settle. Don't settle. And last but not least, what your feet on. Be mindful of what your feet on. I was cutting out so much stuff. So I used to watch Scandal. I used to watch all kind of different shows, but particularly the one I remember is Scandal. Like I used to watch Scandal, and then I really like got serious about desiring a husband, praying for a husband, and I said, you know what? I can't be watching shows that promote infidelity. Like, why would I feed on this? I'm believing for a husband who is faithful, but then I keep watching shows that promote men cheating on their wives or women cheating on their husbands. So I was like, I had to cut that off. So you got to be mindful of what you feed on. That is so critical in, this single stage, because that shape your mindset. You can't be watching all them shows and, watching all these ratchet shows and they cutting up, cursing each other out, fighting, throwing drinks and all this, and wonder why you got an attitude. You can't be watching shows that promote infidelity and wonder why you got trust issues. Like, if you don't think that that is doing anything like for your spirit, and that's not doing anything to how you think and how you operate, you're really fooling yourself. You're really fooling yourself. What goes in this eye gate, what goes in that ear gate affects your mind. It affects your mind. It affects how you think and how you see things. It affects your perspective, right? Because if all you see is cheating men, then you believe that all men cheat. That's just the way things go. A lot of reason why we don't believe in beautiful marriages and all these stuff is because we've never seen it. So literally, these things are shaping your mindset, and your mindset is shaping your future. So you gotta be mindful of what you're feeding on. So I would definitely suggest, music included. If you gonna listen to love songs all day, all night, and wonder why you like obsessed with these fake ideas of what a relationship is. If you're gonna listen to love making songs and wonder why you can't abstain, like, make it make sense. So you gotta be mindful of what you feeding on. Again, these are practical tips that I did in my single state, and at the end of the day, you can't prepare for marriage the same way you can prepare for being a parent. Some things you got to learn as you go. However, there are things that you can do to prepare to be a better version of yourself. So that better version of yourself goes into your marriage. That better version of yourself goes into parenthood. And that make those particular seasons of your life so much easier and so much better. So again, that's all I got for y'all. If y'all got any other questions, come back, because I'm going to answer them. Let's go. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Love ya.